In September, President Trump signed an executive order requiring state and local governments to consent in writing to the resettlement of refugees. KPVI News That Works For You journalist Kate Garner tells us about a local city that just gave that consent.
What kind of numbers are we talking about in terms of refugees coming into Pocatello at the present time?
In September, President Donald Trump signed Executive Order 13888 to enhance state and local government involvement in refugee resettlement. Section 1 of the order states, quote, "I have consulted with the Secretary of State and determined that, with limited exceptions, the federal government, as an exercise of its broad discretion concerning refugee placement accorded to it by the Constitution and the Immigration and Nationality Act, should resettle refugees only in those jurisdictions in which both the state and local governments had consented to receive refugees under the Department of State's Reception and Placement Program." Thursday night, the Pocatello City Council, in a unanimous vote, decided Mayor Brian Bladd would give his written consent to the resettlement of refugees in the city.
Yes.
Johnston?
Yes.
Manon?
Yes.
Thank you.
The Gem State has 3 resettlement agencies, 2 in Boise and 1 in Twin Falls. This year, just over 100 refugees went through the Twin Falls agency to be resettled somewhere in southeast Idaho. If a state or local government doesn't consent, that doesn't mean that refugees cannot live in the area. It just means that the federal government will not provide funding to help. So far, 21 states have given written consent, including Idaho state neighbors Washington, Utah, and Montana. When refugees settle in Pocatello, many times it's to attend Idaho State University. The Bridges organization steps in to help make the transition more comfortable by giving advice on how to better integrate into the community. For the organization, the city's decision to give consent to the resettlement of refugees is a step in the right direction for the entire state.
Governor Little has projected a downturn in our economy, and it's mostly talent-driven. That is not enough quantity and quality of skilled work. And so the refugees provide a pool of people who are already substantially skilled. They just need to have better English language skills and sometimes learn U.S. standards instead of another country's standards.
Reporting in Pocatello, Kate Garner, KPVI News That Works For You.
The letter Mayor Bladd signs will be sent to the U.S. State Department as well as the office of Governor Brad Little.